This is WFFT Local News First at 10. Good evening, I'm Sherrell Hubbard. Kristen Mazer has the night off. Little Canavia Johnson was in this front yard playing with toys when police say at least one man walked up and shot her in her back. Patrons have been trickling in all day, and the ones we talked to say they aren't going to let this tragedy deter them from seeing Batman. Fire burns fast on dry grass like this, especially with a little bit of wind. Big changes on the way for the Public Safety Academy on the south side of Fort Wayne. The city is handing much of the responsibility of running it over to a local college. WFFT's Charlie DeMar has more on this story. Bullet holes remain in the siding of Broadway Joe's from the night that Antron Pearson was killed. Bar patrons say on the night that he died, he was inside celebrating his wedding anniversary by having a few drinks and singing karaoke. Jim, the Allen County prosecutor, says she actually had to go through some police training to help her come to a decision in this case. Confessed child murderer Michael Plumidor shuffled into the courthouse in shackles to receive his sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Plumidor pleaded guilty last month to beating 9-year-old Aliahna Lemmon with a brick, dismembering her body with a hacksaw, and putting her head, hands, and feet in his freezer a few days before Christmas. He threw the rest of the body parts in a dumpster. Plumidor never gave an explanation for why he did it.
Everybody always thinks that when it comes time for a guilty plea, somebody is going to, bare their soul and tell the complete and total truth, and anybody that's involved in the system knows you never know why. I have no idea why he did this. I know what he said at his guilty plea, and that's all we'll ever know.
The prosecutor said she didn't pursue the death penalty because Aliahna's family wanted it that way. Members of the Aliahna advocacy group Wings of Innocence attended today's hearing. They say they were less than satisfied with the prosecutor's decision.
I guess I still don't understand why he got a choice of whether he wanted to live or die when Aliahna did not.
Michael Plumidor read off of a prepared statement here at Allen Superior Court today. In it, he apologized to Aliahna's family and to the community, saying, "I'm truly sorry. I don't expect anyone to ever be able to forgive me." Although Plumidor will spend the rest of his life in prison for the brutal beating death, his attorney says his goal was reached.
Anytime you have a case where the death penalty becomes a possible outcome for a defense attorney, your goal is to save your client's life, and that goal was accomplished.
The judge described this case as the worst of the worst. Sherrell Hubbard, WFFT Local News, First at 10. Jim, Fort Wayne police are investigating a heartbreaking case. Someone attached fireworks to a kitten's tail in northwest Fort Wayne. Now, the kitten was seriously burned. We have to warn you that the images that you are about to see may be disturbing for some. Animal care workers say that this could signal more than animal cruelty. This little kitten has been through a lot in its short life. A Good Samaritan dropped it off to Fort Wayne Animal Care and Control on Monday. Its director, Belinda Lewis, says they believe someone strapped fireworks to the kitten and lit them.
It has ulcerations on its pads, carbon deposits in its coat. Its whiskers have been burned off. It has an ulcer on the base of its tail where we believe the fireworks were likely rubber banded to its tail.
The kitten was meowing near the intersection of Fox Grove and Yellowstone in the northwest section of the city when it was found. Animal care workers believe the kitten is only about 8 weeks old.
It's been on antibiotics, on pain medications. She's not out of the woods yet, but she's doing great.
They say ideally the kitten, who they've been referring to as S'more and Sparkle, will go into foster care after it's healed. If arrested, the criminal faces a felony.
We do know societally that people who abuse animals at this level escalate toward human violence.
A Class D felony carries a penalty of 6 months to 3 years jail time and up to a $10,000 fine. Sherrell Hubbard, WFFT Local News, First at 10. The body of a young man is rolled towards the coroner's van. Police say the man suffered significant injuries. The body was discovered behind this vacant house. Neighbors are outraged.
I'm getting tired of violence in this concentrated area in the south side, and something's got to be done, whether it's going to be from the police or it's going to have to be from the citizens.
News of the death spread fast throughout the community. Community members are convinced that the man died at the hands of another.
It's sad. He's a young man and he done lost his life. He had his whole life ahead of him. And it's pitiful. It's been snuffed out.
Police say they can't confirm that this is a homicide. They did say that the death is being investigated by the Homicide Division. Police were called around 11:30 this morning. Now, although the house is vacant, I spoke to a man off camera who says he's been working on this house for over a month. He says when he showed up to work this morning, that body was not there. The name of the victim and exact cause of death will be released by the Allen County Coroner's Office. Neighbors are calling for anyone with information to speak up.
Whoever knows who did this, they need to come forward and turn these people in, because it's not right. I wouldn't want it to happen to my children, and it's wrong. It's just wrong.
On the southeast side, Sherrell, Hubbard, WFFT Local News, first at 10. It just keeps getting worse for BlackBerry maker Research in Motion. The company posted dismal results this week, prompting its CEO to speak out about the company's future. Allison Cossack reports. Lower gas prices are making this holiday weekend a little brighter. The current national average for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.65. That's down 16 cents from a year ago and 28 cents from this year's peak, according to AAA. But prices are still higher than they've been at the start of most summers. We are at the third highest price on record for a Memorial Day weekend, behind only 2011 and 2008. Well, time for high school football.
Yeah, in about 8 days here, Sherrell. Get a little more excited than that.
Yeah,
come on.
High school football.
There we go. Yeah, in about 8 days, we're going to be running around all around.